My name is Lauren Bennett. I'm 37 years old. Christmas Eve. The red wine was still dripping down my face when my sister Brooke stood over me holding the empty bottle like a weapon. "You have until sunrise to get out of my house," she hissed. Across the table, my parents clapped slowly, like she had just won some kind of war. 20 years of being the family scapegoat had come down to this moment. I wiped the wine from my eyes, took a slow deep breath, and reached into my blazer pocket. I placed a single brass key on the white linen tablecloth. "Then you have 60 seconds to save whatever future you think you still have." The room went dead silent. Brooke laughed nervously. "What is this? Some kind of joke?" I looked her straight in the eyes and said calmly. 3 months ago, at Grandma Eleanor's funeral, while you were busy taking selfies and live-streaming your fake grief, something very important happened." My mother shifted uncomfortably. My father's face tightened. Brooke's confident smirk started to fade. I continued. "Grandma updated her will 6 months before she passed. I was named the sole executor and primary beneficiary of her entire estate. $4.1 million in assets, investment portfolios, 2 properties in Aspen and Miami, and 1 very important clause." I pulled out my phone and opened the scanned documents. "Any family member who shows hostility toward me forfeits their share if I document it." Brooke's face went pale. "You're lying. Grandma would never do that." I smiled softly. She watched everything. She saw who was really there for her in the last years of her life. And she made sure justice would be served. I tapped the key on the table. "This is the master key to this house. Last month I bought it through my LLC when the bank was about to foreclose. Your 3rd mortgage defaulted. I paid cash. The house is now legally mine." My father's mouth opened but no words came out. My mother looked like she was going to faint. I slid a thick folder across the table, deed transfer papers, all signed and notarized. Brooke lunged for the papers but I pulled them back calmly. "And that's not all. I also have years of documented evidence, videos, audio recordings, messages. Every time you mocked me, every time you called me useless, every time Mom and Dad enabled your behavior while I was the one taking care of Grandma." I opened my tablet and played a clip from just last week, Brooke using a spare key to go through my things and stealing Grandma's jewelry. Then an older recording of my parents at this very table laughing about how they would let Lauren handle everything because she has no life anyway. The silence in the room was deafening. I looked at all 3 of them and said, "You have 2 options tonight. Option 1, I file everything. Eviction, police reports for theft, tax fraud on the illegal basement rental you've been running for 2 years, and full enforcement of Grandma's will clause. You lose everything. Option 2, you sign these acknowledgments, agree to 90 days of family therapy, make full restitution for everything you took, issue public apologies to the neighbors you poisoned against me, and move out within 30 days. Respectfully." Brooke's hands were shaking. "Lauren, we're family." I looked at her without anger and said, "You stopped treating me like family a long time ago. Tonight you crossed the final line." My mother whispered, "We're sorry." My father nodded slowly. "We'll sign." Brooke's eyes filled with tears. For the first time in years, she looked small. "I'm sorry, Lauren. I wanted to feel important. I was cruel." I stood up, pocketed the key, and looked around the house that was now mine. Sunrise isn't a deadline anymore. It's a new beginning for all of us, if you choose to change. I gathered the signed papers and walked toward the door. For the first time in 20 years, I wasn't the scapegoat. I was the one who held the power, and I chose mercy, but on my terms. Pause with soft hopeful music. The biggest lesson I learned that night is simple. Never let your family treat you like you're worthless. Protect yourself. Document everything. And when the time is right, speak your truth calmly but firmly. The best revenge isn't loud. It's becoming the person they never thought you could be. End screen CTA asterisk. If you've ever been betrayed by your own family, drop a red heart below. Comment, forgive, or walk away. What would you do? Like, share and subscribe for more real stories.